Hello everyone! Welcome to a very packed video. I didn't expect it to be this packed. So I thought I was just going to be doing this and the weekend preview, and then Phil was like, "Hey, we need a very appealing um vlog that we all need to watch." So get hyped for that. But first we're gonna start off with this forum post. Now I know this isn't cropped well, but I'm gonna read the entire thing, and I'm gonna like share my thoughts because I read this and I really decided that I should talk about it. So let's get right into it. So Quad says, other than that, I have no clue why he wouldn't go. Other than just out of laziness, he says the conventions are expensive, but if you can drop hundreds of dollars for a VR system on its launch day, you can afford to go to a convention. That is exactly right. He has enough because convention tickets are, PAX in particular is pretty cheap. I mean, they're pretty like reasonable for what you're paying for. Um, I mean, they're not that bad. But if you can afford to buy the PlayStation VR system, you can afford this. Now, it's not like he bought the VR system just now. He bought this like earlier this year. So he definitely has it. He can definitely go. I mean, it's really not hard to get tickets to go to PAX. Comic Con, it's a different story because Comic Con is more widely known than the Penny Arcade Expo. I mean, I've been to the Penny Arcade Expo. I've been to PAX East, way back in 2012, I think. I went there to see Mega 64, obviously, and I ended up seeing Rooster Teeth as well, but I missed their panel. A little sad about that. But I went there, and it really wasn't that bad, and that's kind of why what triggered me to read this because he says some very interesting things that I want to get into. So Phil responds, "I'm now officially tired of your negative, insulting attitude, and it's either going to change or you're going to be banned. Final warning on this. Um, this wasn't really that negative. His post wasn't that bad. He just was just confused how you can afford to go to how you can afford to buy a toy, but you can't go to a convention. I mean, it's a very valid question, and it's a very valid confusion. Thing to be confused about. I don't think it's negative or insulting. I mean, I guess he's talking about the laziness, but how do you think it looks that you're not willing to go to PAX, but it just comes off that way. So I mean, he doesn't really mean it to be insulting. He's at this point stating an observation at this point. I mean, it's all like whatever. Let's get into it. Laziness, taking one multiple days away from work when I'm in the middle of multiple games that need to be finished before a slew of new ones come out during the busiest gaming season of all of the year would be a pure stupidity. Would be pure stupidity. No, it wouldn't. You don't have to play every game. You even said that you're not gonna play every game. I mean, it's dumb to try to play everything. It's really dumb, and you're not really playing in the game at that point. You're just kind of rushing through games to get to the next game. And PAX was in September, and he really wasn't doing anything. He was playing Attack on Titan, King of Fighters 14, Deus Ex, and yeah, that's it. And he played Overwatch for one day, but those weren't really packed videos, and he could have taken the time off. He could have even just gone there for one day. He didn't need to go there for a week. I mean, PAX is only for like 4 days. It's not like a week event. I mean, just taking one day off. He takes multiple days off before. But I think the reason why he's not going to PAX, besides there being people there, I think he realized that once he took that Seattle vacation, it affected his Patreon. So he's probably afraid to go on another vacation like that, or do a trip like that, and see what would happen to his Patreon. I mean, I don't know. It's weird how his trip to Seattle was what triggered him to not get enough patrons, but he's been just throwing his money at every little thing that he doesn't need. Whatever. Sure, I could make some vlogs while I'm there, and as I already said in this thread, which you didn't read. Oh, that's very nice. Paxter shows off mostly stuff you've already know about. I know a few people who've attended a few PAX events and no longer go because it's not worth the time, money, effort, unless you're going with a group of friends and treating it like a vacation of sorts. Um, oh man, right there. I know I didn't finish the sentence. Oh, if this were 2000, oh no, no, oh my god, the sentence goes on. I'm not gonna finish the sentence. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna talk about this because he said a lot of very interesting things here. So I like how he says like I can make some vlogs, and like yeah, you can make some vlogs. You can talk about the games you've played because the thing is that yeah, you've seen the games that are there already, but you never got to play them. Like I've seen Red Dead. When I went, Red Dead Redemption was like just around the corner of being released. I think it was being released in May of that year, and Penny Arcade was in March. So I went there, and um, I was waiting in line for the Red Dead Redemption. I was like, oh wow, I get to play the demo. This is gonna be my first booth I've been to play a game, and it was very exciting and cool. Because that's the thing, like that's what I like the most about. That's what I like the most about Pinocchio. Now I didn't get a chance to play Red Dead Redemption because the hall was closing right then, and I only had to take it for one day. But if I made it, it would have been cool. It would have been what to do, whatever. But it was just cool to see that there were actual booths there, and it's an event that's more open to the public, and the people that usually attend PAX are people who are into video games, and these are people who are dedicated fans. It's not like Comic Con where you get like the real fans, like the people who are like really into the stuff there, and then you get like the people who are like, oh my god, it's The Walking Dead, oh man, Walking Dead, like you get those kind of people because Comic Con has gotten so big at this point. Like Penny Arcade is kind of like the second biggest, I would think, but it's not. It's nowhere near as big as how big Comic Con has gotten in comparison. Um, so I mean, it's just he could have gone there just to talk about the games that he has played and all that. And I like how he's going off like, well, a few people who attended PAX, like who are these people? He doesn't talk to anyone, and they see that you don't go anywhere because it's not worth the time, money, and effort. Well, then why are you going to a convention? Like, the whole point of the convention is to go there to hang out. Like, um, there's a local convention. I always just give you the state I live in. I live in Connecticut. I know. You're gonna say, "Oh my God, you live in the same state as Phil." But I went to Connecticut a few times. I went there like maybe two times, and it was fun. It was fun to be there. There were some tournaments there. It was a great time. Um, I unfortunately never got a chance to meet Phil. I know. I'm very disappointed. I didn't even know he was in Connecticut for a while, and then I was like, "Oh my God, he was here the whole time. I never seen him." But uh, it is what it is. But it's just these conventions you go to. I went there, but I went to a convention by myself and had a good time. I enjoyed my time there because it was a cool event. I got to see people I talked to. I got to talk to Mega 64. I got to meet Rocco, Sean, and Derek all in person, and Garrett, and it was great. It was great. It was really fun. I would love to go again. I've always wanted to go again, but it's tough for me because I'm not like Phil who has a stable YouTube career. Um, so let's continue. Unless you're with a group of friends and treat it like a vacation, going to a convention it's kind of like a vacation, I guess, but it's also more of like just a hangout basically. But Phil doesn't like to go because he has no friends. See, this is a very capable. This is a very unique excuse that Phil has made for himself that he gets out of playing games and all this kind of shit because um he doesn't have friends. That Like, and he doesn't want to say he doesn't have any friends, but it's just that he always says, "Well, it's if you want to play with friends, and I'm too busy." Like, it's just very weird. He uses friends as an excuse to not do something. It's kind of very antisocial behavior. And before I get this comment, yes, I'm able to identify antisocial behavior because I was at one point or another antisocial. I've been there, so I know antisocial behavior when I see it. It really, I was antisocial like in my like middle school, high school, age, and then like when I went to college, that's really when I started to get out of my shell and I got more social. So that's I've gotten more social with people, and I've talked to more people than Phil has, and I've been able to retain more friendships than he has. So yeah, I am not speaking out of my ass. I've been antisocial, so I know antisocial behavior, and this is kind of a hallmark sign of it. Let's go on. And I could get a panel at PAX, and a ton of people would attend it. I could get a panel and a ton of people would attend it. Oh yeah, a ton. Then maybe I'd consider go. Oh, he's saying, oh, and I could get a panel at PAX, and a ton of people would attend it. Then maybe I'd consider going. But does he mean if I could? Because he says I could. That means like that he's sure he can get a crowd. So okay, that's a weird sentence right there. That's a weird part of the sentence right there. And he's a valedictorian, and that is very weird combination of words. But let's continue. But just walking around a convention center, filming random stuff for 1 to 2 days that isn't even exclusive to the event. What exactly is the point here? There's stuff that's exclusive to the event. I mean, you just have to look at it because Mega 64 does exclusive convention Blu-rays. Now, of course, you could say that this Blu-ray goes to multiple conventions. Like it's, excuse me, the same disc, but they have exclusive stuff for that convention, and that's enough. Like but it's just you get to go to a convention and be like, wow, look at this. Oh, this, it's more interesting interaction, and you could make something out of it. But he's not really taking the opportunity to make PAX a thing for him. But whatever. I mean, I guess he really doesn't. This whole thing is this weird half-ass excuse to not go to a convention that's like that's in the same state. In the same state. But okay, whatever. Your second comment is even stupider. And that's not an insult, it's a factual observation. Oh my god, Phil. Oh, this is. I really hate that he says that he puts this when he says this. He doesn't even need to say that. This is just dumb. The fact that he has to put this, yeah, okay. Fuck you. When I buy a new gaming hardware, I fully cover it, including unboxing it, playing tons of new games with picture-in-picture to show how it works, etc. But that's not exclusive to you. I can find someone else to do the same coverage. So how does that differ from you going to a convention that's not exclusive? Okay, whatever. My coverage of the Kinect and PlayStation Move was hugely popular and got tons of attention. I really hate that he puts all these words in caps. Like it matches how he talks. Huge attention. Subsequently, so were my launch coverage events of the Wii U, Xbox One, and PS4. Okay. Not covering PlayStation VR would be insanely. I'm surprised to not encapsulate insanely stupid, but insanely stupid on my part because I know the demand will be there and the potential for high entertainment is present, both for myself and the viewer. Okay, dropping hundreds of dollars to make videos that will make tons of profit because people want to see me cover VR makes business sense. Um, Yeah, but you're making an assumption that, oh, just because this got a lot of views, this will also get a lot of views. That's not really business sense. That you're taking a gambit on something based on data that you got before, but those were your peak eras of YouTube. Now you're struggling to get good views on your videos, and this is just dumb. This whole thing is dumb, and I'm really afraid to read the last sentence. But let's read the last sentence. Pretty much nothing you say on these forums shows any iota of business knowledge nor maturity, and your backhanded passive-aggressive comments like the one above are now going to come to an end. Either wake up or get out. Yeah, because there's nothing passive-aggressive about this entire post, right? There's nothing passive-aggressive. Oh my god, this was ridiculous. I only read, I skimmed, the first paragraph, but reading the second, oh my god, the second is just him delusional about his PlayStation VR playthrough. It's just getting pathetic at this point because he sounds very um unsure that he's gonna get views, but he's saying that it makes perfect sense because this got I don't know. It's just the logic he has for the PlayStation VR. It could be argued that he could do the same thing with the convention. It really doesn't like these are very similar cases, but he's only picking the VR as his money as the money maker because he thinks it's gonna get a lot of views, but he gets to stay at home. He is lazy because he does. Look at how many games he downloads. Look how many times he has complained about a download not being on the PlayStation Store. Just look at that. That alone tells you that he doesn't want to go out. The only time that he's willing to leave his house is when he's getting a fucking fast food. That's the only time he gets out of his house. So it's really, really hard to fucking take this seriously that he's not doing this because he's not lazy. He is lazy. And this whole thing oh, I'm playing games, that doesn't take much effort. It really doesn't. What takes effort is editing your playthroughs, but he doesn't edit his playthroughs. There's nothing he does that takes effort. Not at all. And the attitude he has towards editing is the attitude I have. And I openly admit that the reason why it takes me so long to edit videos is because I'm fucking lazy. That's why when he says, "Oh, it takes him hours to make a video," I call bullshit because he's fucking lazy. He bitches and moans about editing videos because he's fucking lazy. He is lazy. And look, if you're a fan of DSP and you happen to watch this video for whatever reason, look, I'm lazy too, but I'm telling you, he's fucking lazy. Just he is. Just look at his how he handles his YouTube career. It's very lazy. But whatever. I mean, it's as Phil would say, it's not an insult, it's a factual observation. But let's get on to the weekend preview. So fun. And I'm aware that he did some Patreon shit, but I this video's long enough. It's long enough. Nice quality audio right there. Look at that.
There it is. I was clicking. I'm clicking. I'm it's not going through. What's going on? Here it is. Okay. I'm here, everyone. The video didn't go black. Hello, everyone. Darkside Phil here.
Wow.
Welcome to the weekend preview for Sunday, September 4th, 2016. I got a lot to talk about in this weekend preview for multiple reasons. First of all, there's a big Patreon update with a situation kind of going on that I want to let everyone be aware of. If you are part of my Patreon pledgees, you're going to want to know about this stuff that's been going on. There's good news regarding Patreon, which we didn't have last week. I didn't have good news for you now. And a big week ahead of us. A big week ahead where I'm going to be pushing forward with ongoing projects. I'm going to be trying to finish up games that have been kind of being ongoing playthroughs for a while. There's going to be a lot of review activity in particular this week. There's going to be vlogging. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming up this week. A new DLC, all kinds of stuff. So it's a wide variety of stuff.
By the way, on my Twitter, I posted a poll. Actually, let's take a look at the poll. I posted a poll about 11 new notifications. Yippee! Let's get to my poll. Posted a poll. Shout out to The Strain. The Strain's a very good show. Should we consider that Darkside Phil has rage quit Attack on Titan, or should we consider it to be a genuine quit, or whatever? What I mean by that is because when I was watching his stream of Attack on Titan, he took a 180. What I mean by that is that he started off like, he loved Attack on Titan. He was like, oh, it's such a great game, and blah, blah, blah. And now, like at the end of the stream, he kind of sounded very, very, angry. He started insulting the game design and all this kind of shit. And he said like, oh, I'm not going to finish the game, but I'm going to do a review of it, blah, 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 blah. It sounded like a rage quit to me. Because he was angry. He was very angry, and he quit the game. Now, he didn't beat the game. He saw the epilogue. But, it's weird, because it could have been a genuine quit. It's just he was very angry, and he raged about it. Now, he didn't, like, slam his controller down and say, fuck this game, but he just sounded very angry. But, let me know what you think. Do you think it's a rage quit, or it's not? I'm still on the fence, to be honest. I won't say it was, but it felt like it. It felt like a rage quit.
That you can expect from all of my channels this week, starting right now, all right? And we're going to outline that all in a moment. So let's talk a little bit about the schedule for this week, and so you know what to expect coming up. Okay, now, here's the thing. Tonight, after I finish filming this video, I'm going to upload it, obviously. Then I'm going to make a special vlog regarding, in this past week, the big controversy across the internet on YouTube. It even had a hashtag on Twitter. It was a top trending hashtag about YouTube supposedly changing their ad monetization policies on videos and how YouTubers...
I was thinking of either starting with the vlog or starting with this. I'm glad I started with this. Narratively, it now makes sense.
Big and small, getting notifications from YouTube that ads are being removed from their videos. Big YouTubers like Phil DeFranco and Boogie and other people have been worried that the videos that they're uploading are all going to lose their monetization and they're going to lose their way to make a living on YouTube. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a separate vlog, because the bottom line is a lot more information has come out after people looked into this over the course of the week. It's really not what it seems, and a lot of these big YouTubers who kind of panicked earlier this week really had no reason to. I'll explain all this in the vlog that I'm going to make special and also upload here to the King of Hate vlogs tonight, okay? Now, after I'm done with both of those videos, I'm going to go on to Patreon, right there, patreon.com/DarksidePhil. I'm going to go through everyone who pledged in the month of August, and if I need your information to get you your perks for that month, for example, maybe I need your thekingofhate.com forum account name and your email so I can upgrade your account so you can vote on the upcoming retro playthrough, which I'm about to talk about in just a moment. I'm very happy and pleased that we'll be doing that this month. Maybe I need your information so you can have authority to post in the upcoming Ask the King thread, because there will be an episode of Ask the King later this month. Now's the perfect time for me to throw this out there. At the very end of September, the final Thursday of September, will be a new episode of Ask the King. This is my bi-monthly Q&A show. If you want a chance to get your question answered, head over to the kingofhate.com forums right now. There's already a thread there for it.
I'm going to say this. I am going to cover his Ask the King. Don't worry, everyone. I'm going to cover it. Again, I can't promise that I'll be drunk. I can't promise that, so... we'll see what happens, because unfortunately for everyone involved, I finished my Greek liquor. I finished it. I know, I'm sad too. I'm very heartbroken that I don't have Greek liquor anymore. Very sad.
Post up, but patrons who pledge $20 or more in the month of August are guaranteed to get their question answered. So if you need that, check. I'll be messaging you on Patreon.com tonight. And also, there's some people who qualified for private Q&A videos for me to be made, for me to make for them this month. Excuse me. So if you fall into any of those three categories, the forum upgrade so you can vote on the patrons' choice playthrough that'll happen this month, the premium Ask the King question, or private Q&A video, you're going to be getting a private message on patreon.com from me tonight. I'm going to send them all out tonight, all right? If you don't get the private message within 24 hours, because I don't know how long it actually takes for them to process, if you think I owe you a perk for this for August, and I didn't message you, and you think, man, how am I going to get my forum account upgraded, or how am I going to get this if Phil didn't message me? You got to message me personally, all right? Either message me on Patreon or email me, darksidefil@hotmail.com. Let me know the situation. The reason I'm bringing this up is because it's come to my attention that Patreon may be a little screwed up. And let me explain.
Oh, boy.
2 months ago, I adopted a new method.
We get the thing he said about Patreon from his pre-stream here. Thank you, Phil. We get everything
on patreon.com, by which when you pledge to my Patreon, right there, Darkside Phil page on Patreon, it's an upfront charge. So let's say you just stumbled upon my content, you really like my videos, I want to pledge $5 a month to Phil. You go to do it, it's going to charge you $5 on the spot when you pledge, and then on the first of every month moving forward, it'll charge you an additional $5, and that's your monthly pledge to be in on my Patreon, okay? Well, what I'm finding is that some people are pledging initially a larger amount and then lowering it for that monthly renewal, and Patreon isn't capturing that properly. There was a patron, I can confirm this, for the month of August, they pledged $20, okay, $20. Supposedly it went to my Patreon, I got the money, okay, it's in there, but then they lowered their pledge to $1 before the end of the month. Well, guess what? I'm looking at my stats on patreon.com, and it says they only pledged $1, which is wrong. Their initial pledge was $20, but it seems like because they lowered it that first month, that Patreon changed it to only read $1, and I never knew that they pledged the $20, but I've talked to them only read $1. They lowered it that first pledged $1. Which is wrong. Their initial pledge was $20, but it seems like because they lowered it that first month, that Patreon changed it to only read $1, and I never knew that they pledged the $20, but I've talked to them.
This sounds very sketchy. So he put $20 in the month, and then at the end of the month, he lowered it to $1, so the goal went down to show $1. But like, so he got the $20, but let's show the email at this point, Phil. I mean, like, do people have to pester you on your forums to get these screen caps? Just show us the email. Jesus Christ.
Them and the Patreon, and they've confirmed that it went through. So if you're in a situation like that where, oh man, I really wanted to see this monthly goal happen for August, I pledged a big amount, and if you don't see me message you on patreon.com the next day, you got to contact me so I can get on top of it, because I got to talk to them and figure out why their reporting is wrong, okay? Has nothing to do with you, nothing to do with me. Their reporting is somehow screwed up, and we got to get it fixed, okay? So anyway, I'll be messaging all the August patrons tonight.
That sounds very weird. So like, you put your money into Patreon, doesn't show up. Talk to Phil, but shouldn't the patron talk to Patreon about it? Why do they need to go to you? I mean, yeah, the money goes to you, but if I put money, if I'm going through a website to give this guy money, and the site is not showing it or something, and he's not messaging me or whatever, for my perks, then shouldn't I talk to the Patreon? See, this is where it just feels like that he's saying talk to him, because if they talk to Patreon, then he's going to be in trouble. See what I'm getting at? Because I think someone is paying him. I don't know, this is a conspiracy theory. I'm just going to stop there. It just sounds weird. And every time he talks about Patreon, it's weird. He never says anything that's like not that is clear. He always says like, well, Patreon doesn't show it, but then Patreon shows this, but then it doesn't show this, but it shows this. It's like, okay, so I don't know. I'm so fucking confused with this. Why can't he just show us the fucking email? Like, why is it always like pulling teeth about it? Like if you ask him like, hey Phil, can you like show up? Because I don't understand. Like maybe like you show us the email where you had it with Patreon that this happened. No, you're a fucking idiot. The tracker banned. Like
big perks on Patreon.com. Please check your inboxes within the next 24 hours or so. All right. Good. I'm glad I got that out of the way. Now, the good news is we hit the Patreon goal for the month of August. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, we exceeded the Patreon goal for the month of August. And the reason that you can't really tell on my Patreon.com page, if you go there right now and check it out, you're like, looks like Phil's below the goal. It's because, number one, a lot of people, once their pledges went through, they immediately lowered them, okay? And so the total was above it and then dropped below it. So we did exceed the goal for August. I actually made a little bit of extra above my goal that I was aiming for that month. So thank you to everyone who pledged in August. That was awesome. It's a good way to come back because July I didn't hit the goal. Now we're right back on track. You know, say, well, what was the goal for August? Well, it's going to be a retro playthrough that I'm going to start this month, probably the next to last week of the month. What are the options? Well, it's either going to be Jak 3 HD, Banjo-Kazooie HD, or Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, and the patrons are going to determine what it is, because tonight I'm actually going to set up the poll on the kingofhate.com, and the patrons are, as they get upgraded and they get access to this premium forum section on the forums, they're going to be voting all month. And then around the next to last week of September, we're going to tally it up, and I'm going to let you know what won, and I'm going to start the playthrough. So there you have it. That's how it's going to go. So thank you to everyone who pledged. More information coming. If you were one of the people that pledged, check your Patreon inboxes in the next 24 hours. All right, I don't have to talk about Patreon anymore. Thank God. Moving on, what can you expect this week? Well, a lot. You can expect a lot this week. Really hear the variety of stuff that I'm going to be doing this coming week. Okay, first of all, tomorrow, my gameplay stream for Monday, which starts around 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time, is going to be the King of Fighters 14. It's going to probably be my final stream of the game for the foreseeable future. What I'm going to do on this stream is I'm going to try out the survival mode, the time attack mode. Those are the two single-player modes that I have not yet tried at all yet. And I do want to try some more multiplayer, primarily the party mode multiplayer, where each player gets to pick one character on each team of 3. That's kind of cool to have 6 people playing interactively. And even though the connections for me are not very good, I thought that was actually fun when I did it last week, so I want to do one final session of that before I end up reviewing the game, alright? So, Monday stream, the King of Fighters 14, and it's the final major stream of that in the foreseeable future. Monday night, I'm going to be reviewing Attack on Titan. I just finished the game today on stream, and I even did a little bit of the additional extra content that's not required really, but it's in there, so I wanted to tell everyone about it and what it's like. And I'll be reviewing that on KOGaming tomorrow night. So if you're interested in my final review of the game, check out KOGaming tomorrow night. Alright, that's youtube.com/KOGaming1.
Maybe.
Tuesday will be the final co-op playthrough of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombie Survival Mode. I know that's a mouthful. So it's going to be myself, Coruchado, the Arid Lord, and one other person.
Arid Lord.
Not going to reveal who it is yet because it might be a person who hasn't done co-op with us yet, a friend of one of those two, maybe joining us. 4-player co-op. And it's going to be the final zombie survival map, the end of the zombies campaign that we've been playing all year cooperatively, all right? That's going to be, just to warn everyone, that stream on Tuesday will be a little bit later than usual. Typically, I start my streams around noon, and then the gameplay starts around 12:30. It's not. It's going to be around 1 p.m. starting because, unfortunately, some of them aren't available until a little bit later in the day, but that stream will be going an hour later than usual. So usually my stream ends around 4 p.m. Pacific. It's going to go on to about 5 p.m. Pacific time that day, okay? So, that's the meat of what I'm doing on Tuesday. Tuesday night, if I have extra time, I'm going to play some more Deus Ex Mankind Divided off stream, but I'll upload those videos to DSP Gaming afterward, alright? Wednesday, Deus Ex returns to the live stream. Now, I know it's been a long time. You know, I streamed it, 3-4 times that first week. The viewership kind of went, because people said that it was a boring playthrough. Whatever, I like the game, so I'm going to keep playing it until I beat it. It's going to return to live stream this Wednesday. Because the bottom line is the game is incredibly long. Right now, I'm on story mission 11 of 17, but I just unlocked 3 new side missions that I'm interested in doing. So I'm more than halfway through the game, but if I don't start playing it majorly in larger chunks, there's no way I'm going to finish this game before all the new releases start coming out for this month. So I have to play it in a major way. So starting Wednesday, that's going to be the gameplay stream for that day. And then Wednesday night, I'm going to be doing the review for King of Fighters 14 over on KOGaming. So right there off the bat, 2 big high-profile reviews if you're interested. Gee, is King of Fighters 14 better than Street Fighter 5? You'll find out this week on KOGaming. You know, is Attack on Titan a game that's only good if you're a fan of Attack on Titan, or could you just play it as its own standalone game? Is it good enough to hold water, and will I understand the story? You'll find out on KOGaming, so check out KOGaming frequently this week.
Simple and
alrighty then. The rest of the week,
really
the way that I want to do it is quite simple. I want to focus as much as I can on Deus Ex to try to finish it. Because my goal would be that maybe by this weekend, say if I play it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I could finish Deus Ex Mankind Divided and maybe even review it in time for the weekend. Okay? I don't know if it's viable. I don't know if it's really going to happen. That's kind of the rough goal that I have. Alright? Now, the one game that I didn't play that was new, that a lot of people wanted me to play and I held off, was Nuka World, which is the final story-based expansion for Fallout 4. I purposely didn't play it last week because I said it's kind of the same game as Deus Ex Mankind Divided. If I were to play 2 of the same kind of open-world RPG at the same time, it's not going to fly. People are going to really get bored that it's the same kind of content doubled up on DSP Gaming. So I held off on Nuka World. Once I finish Deus Ex, and I'm going to review it, I'm then going to start playing Nuka World. Now, for what I'm to understand,
yeah, because obviously, if I just sat through Deus Ex, going with his logic, I would never, ever, ever, ever get bored from the same game right after it, right?
Like, maybe 2-3 major sessions and I could beat it. It's not a long DLC, and most people actually said there's only 5 story missions, but there are a significant amount of side missions, so it all depends on how much do you just focus on the story, or do you kind of wander off and do all the side content in it, alright? From what I'm to understand, it's nowhere near as long as the last DLC was, which is kind of disappointing, being that this is supposed to be the big final DLC for the game, and you tell me it's going to be shorter than the other one. That's kind of lame. But anyway, I digress. I want to do that after I finish Deus Ex. So, whenever it does complete Deus Ex, you can see me start to play Fallout 4, alright? And then, the one elephant in the room is Scarface, the playthrough that I was doing throughout the month of August, right? And it went on hiatus when all the new releases started coming out. And the bottom line is, whether or not I get back to Scarface is directly dependent on how long it takes me to finish up the current playthroughs that I'm doing. Alright? If it's quick, if I get through it quickly, and I finish Nuka World by the end of this weekend, then yeah, then I'll do a stream or 2 of Scarface before next week's new releases. But if I don't, I don't. Quite honestly, Scarface is like the last thing that I'm thinking of right now with all the new releases and stuff that I'm juggling. I have no, intentions of juggling everything and I gotta do Scarface before a new release. No, it's like the least priority that I have right now. Alright, being quite honest with you. So it might happen, it might not. It all depends on how things go this week, okay? Now, next week, not this week coming up, the week after, is a huge week. Just to give you some perspective here. Recore, the action platformer that we've seen 2 years now at E3, looks really good. It's an Xbox One and PC exclusive, I believe. I'm going to be playing that. Both the BioShock and Dead Rising remastered collections released that week, okay? Now, I'm interested in playing both of a full playthrough of BioShock the original and Dead Rising. BioShock the original I did play for YouTube previously, but it wasn't a great playthrough. It was a playthrough that I was rushing through. It was
because he never rushes through games. Well, he just said he's going to be rushing through games in this weekend preview and in other videos as well. And he's going to say that he was drunk. I just know it because that's how he hyped his Resident Evil 5 remaster playthrough, saying that I was drunk. And it's like, no one cares that you were drunk. Honestly, hearing that you were drunk in that playthrough sounded like you had fun in that playthrough.
To play through that, I was still using my camera before I even went direct capture. It looked like crap. Half the playthrough I was drinking, and I wasn't even doing good commentary because I was drinking through it. And quite honestly, it's a game that I want to play again. I love the original BioShock. I played it twice myself before I ever played it for YouTube, and now I want to do it kind of again, but give it a fair try, legitimate shake, and pay attention to it and everything, and do a good legitimate playthrough of it. All right. But Dead Rising 1, I never played for YouTube. Dead Rising 1, I bought as one of those greatest hits, like $20 discounted version for the Xbox 360, and I didn't like it. I hated it because the controls were awkward, in my opinion, and the boss fights were really wonky and unrealistic.
What's there to be realistic in Dead Rising? It's a game. Wow. And the controls are gonna be the same. Sorry, Phil. The only thing that, which I didn't care, the only thing that I wanted, I hope that they fix in the remaster, which I think they did, is the Survivor AI. Because let me tell you, when I played Dead Rising 1, I never got to beat it because I gave up, because I didn't really like the 3-day time limit, but now I've gotten over it. Now I'm like okay with it. There was that, and mostly it was the Survivor AI. Every time I tried to save them, they all like got eaten by zombies. It was awful.
But keep in mind, that was an era before I ever did anything for YouTube, an era before I played every single game out there, before I played Dead Rising 2 and both of its expansions and Dead Rising 3, before I played those games, right? So I wasn't accustomed to the Dead Rising formula. Maybe if I go back to Dead Rising 1 now, I'll understand it better and I'll do better. Who knows, right? So those 3 games all come out that central week of September. I'll be juggling playthroughs of those that central week of September. And what I'll probably do is to do a poll amongst my viewers. Would you rather see me do Dead Rising or Bioshock first? Which is the priority for you? And then I'll be balancing Recore and whatever one won the poll that week until one finishes, and then I'll start playing the other one that I didn't finish. And then in later September, we'll begin that retro playthrough that I mentioned from Patreon when that poll goes through. And then, depending on how everything goes, all right, the end of September, I may or may not check out a few different games like XCOM 2, or there's a Forza game coming out, and there's also a Sonic game coming out. I may or may not play all of those, depending on how the month goes with those other games that I want to play first, okay? So the fate of the end of the month is kind of in the hands of what happens with the patrons voting and how those other playthroughs go. So we'll see. All right. So you have kind of a rough idea of what the entire month. Now next week I'll have a better option, I'll have a better idea of how far I got in all the games, and I'll let you know status and all that later next week. Okay. So that's what you can expect, pretty much, this week coming up. A lot. Let's recap again. Conclusion of King of Fighters 14 in the review. The final Black Ops 3 Zombies DLC co-op. Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and eventually a review when I finish it. The review for Attack on Titan, right? A lot of stuff, a lot of reviews coming up, which is good. A vlog tonight, right here, about this YouTube ad revenue changes and stuff that's been happening that everyone's wanted me to talk about. And also later in the week, Nuka World in Fallout 4, and the possibility of the return of Scarface all this week. Oh yeah, and if you didn't see it yet, you gotta check it out, man. The DSP Tries It that I put out yesterday. It's a 2-parter featuring these meals from this line of meals called Devour. I did one yesterday, I'm doing one next week. You gotta see yesterday's to compare it to next week's. You'll see what I mean. Definitely check out DSP Tries It from yesterday if you haven't yet. It's a really good one, okay? That's pretty much it. I don't want to go too super long or at length here. I just want to cover things as quickly as I can. Thank you to the August patrons who let me finally get back on track. I really appreciate that. I hope that you'll check out all the stuff I'm doing this month. I'm trying to come back from the slowness of the summer. This happens every summer where not a lot of people are around because there's not a lot of releases. Now finally we're getting releases people are interested in again. So hopefully you'll start to come back for all these releases. So we can get into the groove of things, right? This hardcore gaming season is about to kick off big time in October, and I want to get people accustomed to coming back and watching this stuff, and, you know, not that, Phil's not playing, you know, some giant overhyped AAA release. I ignore him for 5 months until finally someone tells me to go back. I hope people start getting wind and coming back. You know what I mean? All right, that's it. Thanks, and without further ado, special thanks to the following August patrons who made this up.
But those aren't the people who are coming back though. These are whatever. Guys. Only 44 minutes. Oh my god. I thought it was gonna be an hour. Alright. Let's get on to the final video. YouTube ads being removed. Phil reacts. 59 dislikes, 141 likes. Any good comments? This was really educational. Thumbs up. Hi, Tevin. Hey, that's White Tevin, motherfucker. Or Theo. Preferably Theo, but if you call me whatever, it is what it is. The nerve of Josh. The nerve of him. John Rambo is cool. Okay. It was very informative. Oh, look. Stating that he's been on YouTube since 2000. It's almost a given that he's gonna talk about 2008 all the time. All the time. He could be talking about, like, anything, and he'll find a way to bring up 2008. Look at his neck. I'm guessing 70 of the 73 people who thumbed down agree about the changes, but just hate Phil, so thumb down anyway. What? That's weird. I don't know how to crouching tiger jump on half pipe dream 3. Is he going through a stroke? Phil, there's YouTube Red. You get no ads for $9 a month and good video like your others, BTW. Okay, that's it. Let's continue. Let's watch this.
What's going on, everyone? Darkside Phil here with a special vlog. This time around, I'm going to talk about all of the, not necessarily drama, alright, but the controversy, the information, the misinformation, the situation that's been going on YouTube over the past week.
My opinion on this whole thing is I feel that YouTube should have been more specific about how these videos would be handled, because I think that a lot of people probably assumed immediately was that if you have a video and you say fuck in it, or if you have like a display of some in your video, that it would be demonetized. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but I just assumed it would have to do with the tags, the description, or the title. That's something that the bot could pick up. So I don't think you have a robot that can detect language just yet. I mean, they can detect files, like, if I play, like, Hardcore Henry in this video, I'm sure YouTube would be able to detect that, because it would probably be able to detect the music or whatever. But it's not like it's detecting the specific language. Like, if there's a character that said, like, fuck, it's not like, oh, well, it was this character that said it in this movie. Like, that has more grounds to be detected easily than it is for just a random human who has a video that says fuck and then, whatever. So I don't necessarily know. I mean, so I feel like that's also like a manual thing as far as video is concerned. So, like, if I say fuck in a video and an advertiser sees this, then they can demonetize it. That's how I assumed it was going, but that's the thing. Like, YouTube doesn't explain how it would work. It just explains these are the criteria and this is what could be grounds for you being demonetized. But they don't explain how. But whatever.
Regarding the new, and
now, is it right or wrong how YouTube is doing this? To me, it's just more proof that YouTube cannot be a stable job. Now, again, I know people can use YouTube for a career and can use it as a job. I'm not saying that you can't, but most of these people have alternate sources of income. Like Mega64, I know I keep bringing them up, but Mega64 has a shop that they use that they have that people can buy their merch and that supports them, and they also have Patreon as well. But they mostly make a lot of money through the shop that they have because they have great Black Friday deals and all this crazy stuff. So they have like a backup income. YouTube is not a place where you can be like, well, I'm gonna make YouTube and it's gonna be a job. I don't think YouTube itself can sustain you. I don't think it's wrong. I don't think that just because you have YouTube as a job, that means that you don't have a job. But it's just you have to put more effort to make it look like a job, I guess, is what I'm saying.
You'll see why I'm doing this in quotation marks later. The new YouTube ad monetization policy for YouTube videos that seems to be affecting quite a lot of YouTubers. If you haven't been paying attention to this issue this past week, all right, I had tons of people come to me and ask me, Phil, will you make a video about this? Because the bottom line is I've been on YouTube for 8 years. I've been doing YouTube for a living for over 5 years. So, with over 60,000 videos that I've uploaded to YouTube, when people start coming out, both bigger YouTubers and small-time people, it's not just, it seemed to be an issue affecting just one group, but a wide variety of people are coming out and saying, all of a sudden this week I started getting emails from YouTube saying that they're turning off monetization, i.e. advertisements, on a bunch of my videos, and I don't understand why and what's going on. So when this started happening, people contacted me and said, Phil, you've got 60,000 videos on YouTube. Have you been affected? Okay? Now, the reason I'm waiting until now to make this video, because people asked me as early as like Wednesday this last week to make this video when YouTubers started talking about it, is very simple. I wanted to wait and see what was going to happen, both with myself and with the situation regarding the supposed ad revenue change on YouTube.
Yeah,
because the bottom line is a lot of you.
He wanted to make sure if this vlog was going to be a positive vlog, or like well, this is people have misinformation, or if it's going to be YouTube is fucking stupid, fucking bullshit, fuck you YouTube. Like he didn't know what video it was going to be.
YouTubers this week kind of they turned into Chicken Little. Let's put it that way, okay? They said, the sky is falling. The sky is falling. All ad revenue is disappearing from YouTube.
Chicken Little. Why not just say the boy who cried wolf? I know, whatever, fuck it.
They're censoring videos. They're going to pick and choose what videos can have ads on them. It's going to be like you can't talk about certain things on YouTube and make a living anymore. The sky is falling. It's the end of YouTube.
But the thing is that I don't blame people for kind of getting worked up over this because, again, see, this is stuff that's more, in my opinion, worthwhile to be up in arms about than, like, half the stuff that people get, crazy over, because this pertains to your freedom of speech. Because if someone tells you you can't say something and saying that, well, and it affects the integrity of your video, then that does affect you. Like, if I make an original video and I can't make money off my video that I work hard on because whatever I work hard on, I get fuck it. Because I said fuck or I have like tits on screen, then why should I be punished for that? Why should I lose money for that? Now again, I'm not making money off these videos, but it's 3 in the morning. Okay, I'm like losing my mind. But yeah, it's dumb to say that like, oh, people are really losing their head over nothing because your speech is important. You should always have the right to speak freely. As I said in my video about Digibro's comments thing I uploaded, if you could check that out, that people should be able to make whatever video that they want as long as it's not like fucking nonsense or whatever. But whatever, I can't stop that either.
To the point where I'm not even kidding you, it was a top trend on Twitter this week. I think it was like YouTube Party is over or something like that.
YouTube Party is over.
And they were showing all these top YouTubers who were making videos about the topic and saying, oh no, YouTube is going to fall apart at its seams now because of this, alright? I am here to tell you what I've learned over the course of the week, not by making drama videos about it to get cheap clicks, but by listening, by simply opening my ears, by reading different things, articles.
Oh my god, fuck you. This is the most, like, fucking condescending tone I've ever heard him say in maybe not in a long time, but, in a while. This is so fucking condescending to the viewer. Oh, because he's talking to the viewer as if they're fucking ninnies for being like, oh my god, like, yeah, people overreacted, but I'm not like, well, people, you need to calm down, listen to people, and, like, what fucking shit is that? Like, fuck you. I'm sorry, but that is fucking bullshit. That's fucking shitty. No one should talk to people like this.
Listening to other YouTubers and seeing what they've had to say, and as of right now, I think I finally come to a conclusion of what is really going on YouTube regarding this situation, alright? So allow me to explain. And by the way, my sinuses are killing me, so I apologize for that. Here's what happened. Earlier this week, Phil DeFranco, if you don't know who he is, he's a YouTuber. He's been around for over 10 years, longer than I have been on YouTube, making a living doing it. Huge. I think he's got like 3-4 million subscribers, something like that.
You know, I never heard of him.
He is a daily vlogger, all right? Now, a lot of people like to say, oh, he's a news guy. He talks about the news. Wrong. He's a vlogger. Every day he does a vlog video regarding some different topic. Sometimes it is covering like a news story and he'll give his spin on it. Sometimes it's YouTube drama where he's got people like PewDiePie and this person and that person in his video talking about all the drama that they're involved in on YouTube.
Coming from the guy who wanted to be on Drama Alert, he did want to be on that show. He contacted Keemstar about it. And coming from the guy who talked about Toby Turner and PewDiePie. And this is how he talks about Phil DeFranco. Just keep that in mind.
A lot of fluff in there, but sometimes he covers serious topics. It's he's just a vlogger. He covers all kinds of wide variety of stuff. He was around during that burgeoning era of YouTube when vlogging was becoming popular, and he's still here today. He's made it into not only a living, but he's got all these sponsorship deals. He's very successful, all right? I don't watch his videos, so I don't like him. I don't dislike him. I really don't know that much about him. I just know that he exists, all right?
Okay.
He came up with a bunch of Twitter information earlier this week, and then subsequently he made a video about it on YouTube, basically stating YouTube has started to contact him in email form, saying that they're removing advertisements from his videos. Now, is it all of his videos? No. The guy's been around for 10 years. He does a vlog almost every day. So you can imagine how many videos the guy's uploaded to YouTube. He had a specific, I think it was like 12 or something like that initially that he got this message about, saying that for whatever reason, these videos didn't have content that was deemed ad approved worthy or something like that. Like there was some new phantom criteria that YouTube had made that basically they were flagging these particular videos of his and saying they could no longer be monetized on YouTube, meaning no more ads, meaning he couldn't make money on those videos anymore. Okay? Now when he looked into it, he said there didn't appear to be any consistency between the videos. It wasn't like they were all on the same topic. It wasn't like in each video he was ranting like a lunatic or swearing at the top of his lungs like it was something really inappropriate. He wasn't insulting. It wasn't being racist. It wasn't anything that you would think would be overtly offensive in these particular videos that seem to have been flagged by YouTube. And it was disturbing because he's like, listen, I've been on YouTube for 10 years. It's kind of like almost feeling like I'm being betrayed. This was my format to always air my thoughts in vlog form and make a living doing it. And now all of a sudden after 10 years, YouTube's going to tell me I'm not PC, I'm not good enough to be on the website, and I can't monetize my videos anymore. Well, that was kind of the gist of what he was saying. And then he said, well, the good news is, you know, I've been on YouTube for 10 years. I got 4 million subscribers, so I ended up getting all these sponsorships outside of YouTube. Technically, I don't even need YouTube revenue anymore. So even if they turn off all of my ads, I can still continue to make videos on YouTube, and I'll still be fine. So don't worry about it. I've been moving to kind of get off of YouTube as the main source of my income for many years now anyway. So basically what he's saying was, I'm getting these notices. I don't know where they're coming from, and I don't understand it. And I'm afraid that I will lose my ad revenue, but for me, it's not a big deal. But if it's happening to me, it's gonna be happening to other YouTubers as well, okay? Supposedly, his manager, whoever it is, like behind the scenes, his producer, whoever works with him on his videos, contacted YouTube behind the scenes, and YouTube basically came back and said, it's not a mistake, it's intentional, and it's sticking, we're not undoing it, and yes, you can expect this kind of thing to happen moving forward in the future. Damn. That was pretty blatant, just saying, no, it's not a mistake. We did it on purpose. Those videos are not ad-worthy. Too bad. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Over the course of the week, more videos seem to be getting flagged. Now, like I said, it wasn't just big YouTubers who were being affected, although there were, like Boogie. You know, Boogie2988 or whatever the hell his name is on YouTube. Another big vlogger. Yes, he does other stuff, like he does review stuff, but mostly vlogging and skits and stuff like that involving him talking to a camera. He had a video that supposedly was him talking about suicide and how it's not worth it and how it's worth it to live, trying to coach people to not be suicidal and stuff like that. And he's like, wow, so according to YouTube, coaching people out of killing themselves is not ad worthy. Wow, what a great website, right?
I really don't think that people should be making money off of that content on that subject matter to begin with. I think that's grossly inappropriate. To like, I know this is slightly off topic, but if he monetized a video about not committing suicide, that's fucking shitty. Because that you if you look, if you made that video, that should have been a non-monetized video. It should have been monetized because suicide's a very serious matter. It's very serious. It's not a it's fucking people deal with it. It happens. Like it's something that's like fucking serious because like people have lost other people through suicide. Um, it's really not something that you should even monetize, and the information to like not commit suicide should be at the ready, like, and no one should have to sit through a commercial for that. So yeah, I think that should have been non-monetized a long time ago. That is very disgusting, very disgusting, and it. I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, no, that's just shitty, and that's just scummy. He's making money off of people who are contemplating suicide. He's making money off those people. Like, it's really fucked up. Like, a lot of people say like, well, but it's like, it's fucking YouTube. Boogie's not a fucking therapist. He's not a fucking doctor. He doesn't like. He shouldn't get paid for that. Like, it's different when the guy goes to a therapist or goes to a person who's trained and went through like schools to handle like psychology and all that stuff. That's different than a guy who's like, that's like me offering life advice to people and be like, oh, like it. I don't know. It's fucking shitty. It's no, no. I mean, hopefully you know what I'm trying to say with that, but no one should try to make money off of fucking suicide victims. I'm sorry, or people who are contemplating suicide. No one should be making money off those people. Those people, are fucked. Are like they're in the lowest part of their lives, and they're really thinking, oh, this is. Well, that was a rant, but like that is very fucking. I can't believe fucking boogie.
Now, other people who had nothing to do with big-time YouTube also were affected. We're talking little-time people. There was a person who had done a vlog regarding Sonic 2006, basically saying that it was like an unplayable piece of crap, and here's why. And that video supposedly got flagged. There's people who made... I actually just saw one on Twitter earlier today. It was this guy named Saberspark, and I guess his video was on... different kinds of propaganda in cartoons over the years. And I think in his video he had images of how in cartoons they had caricatures of Hitler and caricatures of other people. And, during World War II, it was very heavily laden cartoons, that kind of thing. So, his video, not ad-worthy, according to YouTube. So, it doesn't seem like there's any consistency. We've got vloggers being hit, right? We've got people who are making other kinds of videos being hit. What is the real deal here? At first, people thought, oh, it's just YouTubers who are making drama videos, because there were people like Keemstar and others who do the drama-style videos who were getting a bunch of their videos flagged as not ad-worthy, okay? And so, at first, that's what people thought, but then all of a sudden, we started seeing it trickle through to other people who were nowhere near as big and were doing other kinds of videos. So, obviously, it wasn't the case. It wasn't just the vloggers. It wasn't just the drama queens of YouTube. It was other people, too, who were being affected. So, what's going on, right? So all this was going on earlier this week, and I stayed silent on the subject because I wanted to see if it was going to affect me. And I kind of sat around and I waited, and I was like, well, let's see. Am I going to get an email? I mean, I've only got 60,000 videos on YouTube. I'm sure one of them's going to get freaking flagged at this point, right? So I'm looking. Get nothing. Yeah, okay, maybe I'm lucky.
Oh my
maybe
God.
YouTube just didn't get around to me yet. It's
Whatever.
weird because some of the YouTubers who did get affected were way smaller than me, while some were way bigger. I'm kind of in the middle, so I don't know what's going on, okay? But I said, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it. publicly until I get more information. So I waited. And then as the week progressed on, YouTube issued a formal statement about the whole situation, okay? Their statement was basically that their policy didn't change. They're like, there is no new YouTube ad revenue or YouTube monetization video policy. It's the same policy we've always had since day one. Here it is. They brought it up, right? And in this policy, it says at any time, YouTube can deem a YouTube video.
Hold on. Live research. YouTube new monetization terms 2016. Let's just see what that brings up. Okay. Let me just say YouTube. Maybe that's gonna have maybe they tweeted it. Maybe that. Oh god. Not looking good. I don't know. I'm sketchy on it, but like, can someone verify that this is true? Because I don't remember YouTube ever saying like, "Oh, these were always here. This is always in our terms of services." Because if that was the case, then
Not worthy of monetization for the following reasons: controversial topics, swearing or profuse language, anything that has to do with politics, race, sex, sexual orientation, all this kind of stuff brought up. And if you read these very vague rule set that YouTube brings up, I mean, it could be very widely generalized to basically include any video ever if someone's just not saying happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. So YouTube's basically saying, listen, we didn't change anything. These policies have already been in effect. But what did change this week is we changed the way that we notify you, the uploader, of this issue, okay? What we do now, moving forward, is when we have a video where we're going to take the monetization off of it, we are going to email you personally via whatever the contact email is on that associated YouTube channel, and we're going to put a new icon in your video manager, which is a queue that every YouTuber has who uploads videos. You can see all your videos there that you've ever uploaded and how many views they have, likes, dislikes, if it's been monetized and stuff like that. So what they're going to do is put a new icon in that queue saying no monetization is possible, it's been disabled on this video. However, YouTube has stated the big change for this week is that there's now a dispute feature. So if you get a video that you uploaded and it gets demonetized automatically by YouTube, you can dispute it. You can choose to dispute it. It'll go to a human, supposedly, who will, check the video. Okay, they'll determine yay or nay. All right, and then determining yay or nay, once they determine the answer, they will either re-add the ads to it, re-monetize the video, and you'll start making money on it again, or no, it'll just never make advertisement revenue ever again on YouTube. All right, so basically what YouTube's saying is we didn't change anything. Our process has always been the same, but now we have this method where we're going to contact you when we do it, and we're going to give you a possibility to dispute it. All right, so this was good news, right? Well, nah. And the reason I say that is because that is such a bad answer from YouTube. What YouTube should have said was, oh yeah, this is a totally new policy and we're enforcing it now. Instead, they're basically saying, oh no, this policy has always been in effect, but now we're telling you when we take ads off your videos. Which means, if you read between the lines, they've been doing this all along. They've been taking ads off of videos forever based on their monetization criteria. They just weren't telling anyone. So YouTubers, people like me who make a living on YouTube, big YouTubers, small YouTubers, everyone who uploads videos to YouTube and puts ads on their videos could have been having monetization removed from their videos. There was no way to tell. There wasn't even an icon next to the video to say the ads are gone from this video. There was literally no way to know. Okay? And because there was no dispute policy, it wouldn't have mattered. If they removed the ads, they removed the ads. You have no recourse to go back to YouTube and say, what gives, why are the ads gone? So if you can believe it, this has been apparently something that's been happening since the beginning of YouTube ad.
But like, that is kind of shitty. But at the same time, maybe they added these things because of that. Like, it's not like, oh well, you know. I mean, you could argue that this should have been something that they changed like immediately. Like they should have done this a long time ago, but they didn't for whatever reason. I mean, it's a big company, but also it's a pretty big accusation to say that they've been doing this from the start to begin with. I mean, for all you know, they didn't. You know, maybe they weren't acting on it because I still have videos on my main channel where I swear and do all kinds of shit, and they've not been demonetized yet. So.
Revenue and monetization of videos. So that's a big problem, right? Because now YouTubers are like, well, oh, it's good to know that it wasn't just certain YouTubers being targeted, and now we have a dispute process, that's great, but now you're telling me how much money did I lose over the years, right? So all this is going on. This was around maybe later in the week, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, almost Friday. And I'm still reading my emails. Oh, I haven't gotten anything yet. I haven't gotten anything yet. You know, nothing, no emails, no notifications from YouTube. The ad revenue's been disabled on any of my videos. So I'm just going to say, whatever, you know, I'm going to keep listening to the internet. I'm going to keep trying to pay attention. And I'm going to try to figure out what's going on and get to the bottom of this before I make a video. All right.
Okay, but you made
So then
video.
finally over the weekend, more information finally started surfacing. YouTubers started to data dive, you know, dig deep into the data regarding these public videos that we knew had ad revenue denied by YouTube or disabled by YouTube, and they tried to find some commonalities, okay?
Commonalities.
And they did, all right? In fact, some YouTubers started coming out and saying, you know what, I found out a few years ago that a particular video of mine had ads turned off, and I did because these were higher profile YouTubers. I did approach YouTube through whatever avenue, probably their manager or production company or whatever. They went behind the scenes of YouTube, and YouTube told me why. Here's the real deal. So here you go, everyone. You want the answer of what's been going on this week? Here it is. From the mouth of YouTube, here's the real deal.
The real deal.
YouTube does not actively watch these videos at all. Nope. Just like, remember when I got all those false copyright strikes last year? Do you remember 3 years ago at the end of 2013 when all of a sudden everyone on YouTube had their videos mass claimed by third-party companies basically illegitimately? Yeah, you want to know why those things happen? Because YouTube doesn't have humans do any work. YouTube employs bots. That's right, bots written by Google employees. And those bots have algorithms, and those algorithms go all over the fucking website looking for particular words, looking for particular sound snippets, right? If you get that one little blip of a song in your video, they'll think it's the whole song and they'll flag it and try to give the copyright rights to a third-party music company. And, you know, if you have a picture that's just a picture from the internet of someone and you're doing a review, oh, they'll flag the picture and say that that's someone else's copyright, right? So now we're finding out it's not just copyright, it's also for this kind of legitimization of ad revenue. And what we found is that there's common themes and words that YouTube will look for, and if it sees these either in the title of your videos or the tags, it will be automatically flagged by the bots, the YouTube bots, as a video not worthy to be monetized on YouTube. So what are some of these things? Rape culture, sex and or like sexual words and innuendos like penis or breasts, vagina, stuff like that. Suicide, how to kill yourself, terrorism, ISIS, bomb making, how to make a bomb, that kind of stuff. All right, anything that has to do with these controversial topics. Not only that, but in a lot of cases, politics sometimes, but not always. It's funny because if you make a video about Hillary and Trump going at it for the presidency in America, you probably won't get anything. But if you're talking about like nasty stuff, like really nasty stuff, you might get flagged. All right, like I don't know, like Donald Trump is a Nazi or something. Donald Trump is a racist KKK member, right? Then maybe you'll get flagged, something like that. And it's weird because some YouTubers didn't even realize this, right? But then some people started data diving into the data. So that, let's take an example. That video from Boogie, where he was basically coaching teens into not committing suicide. If you have a bad time, don't do it. It's better off. You can see help here. You can see help here. In the tags of that video are tags such as suicide, how to kill yourself, tags that if you read those tags, you'd be like, damn, that's not good stuff. That's controversial topics, right? If you look at some of the videos from Phil DeFranco.
So should Boogie just tag his videos as video, serious talk, topics? Don't do it. Like, he has to put it. But the other thing is that he put rape in the tags for his Toby Turner video. Just saying that.
That got the ads removed. It's rape culture, rape. And it's funny because I made a video a few months back right here on the King of Hate Vlogs, all right? That video was about Toby Turner during his big scandal when girls were coming out. Well, one particular girl came out and said, he raped me. And then there were other girls who were kind of coming up with similar stories, right? That vlog didn't get demonetized. Do you want to know why? Because I didn't say Toby Turner rape in the title of my video. I didn't put rape in the tags or I didn't do something stupid like that. I mean, duh. Why?
Here are the tags: DSP, Dark Phil, the King of Hate Vlogs, Toby Turner, predator, deviant, drugs, addiction, rape, rapist. So yeah, he never used these in the tags. Now you could maybe say that maybe the site where Dragon Killer got this might be flawed or whatever, but I don't know how you can falsify tags. So yeah.
Why would you put words like that? So are people searching for that, on YouTube? Someone's going to search for rape? You really think they're going to search for that on YouTube? I mean, it's a no-brainer, but apparently some YouTubers don't have common sense. They think that, that's going to get their video viewed or something because you put rape culture and, that kind of stuff in the description, in the tags of your video. I would never do something like that. You want to know what? My video said Toby Turner scandal. And that was it. And I don't care if it didn't hit the top search on YouTube for a vlog.
And the other thing is that the assumption that, no one's going to be looking for rape on YouTube. People look for rape on YouTube. I'm sorry. I mean, I know Phil is a prude at this, but there are people who do look at the search for that. Just saying.
Because I didn't put rape in the fucking title or description or tags of the video. But guess what? My ads are still enabled on that vlog. So ultimately, what it comes down to, behind the scenes of YouTube, alright, YouTube's always been doing this. They've been looking for these controversial words, controversial things like that. And if you have words that are, dark words, serious words in your tags or your title, your video is going to get demonetized on YouTube. I have 60,000 videos on YouTube. Oh. I have had, to my knowledge, 0 videos demonetized. Now, there could be videos that were demonetized, all right? Because the bottom line is, until this week, they weren't notifying anyone, okay? But, I mean, how many videos do you really think might have had something terrible, like sex in the title of a video, right? Hardcore sex or something like that. I had a video. It was Leanna and I were at a hotel years ago, and for a laugh, what we did is we went to their cable box, and we were searching for the on-demand porn that you could get at the hotel room for astronomical prices. And all we did, there was no nudity or anything in it. It was just us reading the absolutely hilarious.
He looked in the porn section of the hotel for laughs. For laughs. The guy who said that he was doing various things when he was caught doing a thing.
Various names of these pornos from the box, and we titled it Hardcore Sex. And guess what? The video not only got demonetized, it got flagged for sexual content. Even though there was none in the video, it was just us reading the names of the movies. It got like double, triple flagged for every fucking possible thing. And that video still exists, but there's no ads. Nothing will ever be on it. It's just there to be watched, and that's it. So that's basically what's happening with all these YouTubers' videos who've been tagging and titling with these controversial shit over the years to get views. But guess what? They've had all the ads removed and they never realized it until this week when YouTube finally started notifying people. Holy crap, right? That's the situation that's really going on here. So, here's the bottom line. You hear a video about Sonic 2006, how it's a bad game, right? And it gets flagged for this video has misinformation in it. Well, no one watched that video. I'm just going to blatantly say that. No one watched the video. There was no human at Google who sat down and watched the video. They don't do that. They don't do that unless it gets to like a second or third flagging level. Then a human will actually watch your video. There's something in the tags, right? So maybe it was like piece of shit, you know, something really nasty. Piece of shit, garbage game, worst game ever. You put that kind of stuff, then maybe, just maybe, your video will be flagged for demonetization. But
so then his amazing Homefront video could be flagged then, because I'm pretty sure he put worst game ever and piece of shit and all that kind of stuff in the tag.
Review of, you know what I'm gonna say? My review of Homefront: The Revolution from back in May that I said was the worst game I'd ever played still has ads on it. Almost 1 million views, still has ads on it. Because I didn't say in the tag piece of shit. I didn't say fuck the game developers. I didn't say anything like that in the tags or the title, right? I said it's the worst game I've ever played. Guess what? You can't disprove that. There's no way you could say that that's a misinformation. How do you tell me that a game that I played isn't the worst I've ever played? You can't. It's an opinion. Therefore, you can't dispute it. Video's fine. You know?
What?
So, there you have it. I may have had videos over the years that have had the ads taken off of them. I wouldn't know because they didn't notify anyone until this week. But I've never seen any, like, big plummeting ad revenue. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like all of a sudden, oh my god, all of a sudden there was nothing happening on any of my videos or anything like that. No. So, to my knowledge, as long as you do it with common sense in your head when you're YouTubing, you know, when you're not desperate to try to get every possible fucking view, so let's use controversial words and topics in our titles and our fucking tags and use all this stupid shit, you'll probably be okay, alright? The problem is, YouTube was the Wild West for a long time, and there was no enforcement of any of the rules. They had all these rules, and they were never enforced, or if they were enforced, no one knew about it, so people would use every, you know, big titties on a fucking thumbnail of a video that has nothing to do with a girl with big titties, and then finally they started policing that a couple years ago, right? Improper, there was one time, if you classified your video incorrectly, so you would say, my video is, big giant tits is the name of your video, but you classify it under geography. Why? Because when people are searching for geography, your video will show up first because obviously a lot of people saw big tits, right? So people used to do that. They would game the system, classify their videos incorrectly, put tags that have nothing to do with their videos. That's all this is. It's people using these ways to get cheap views on YouTube, and it's blowing up in their fucking faces, quite honestly, okay? So that's that. Now, one final thing that I want to just finish with here.
Oh, boy.
Right? I don't agree with it. I don't think that YouTube should be policing videos to say that this is okay for ads and this isn't. However, advertisers should have the right.
Of
if
course.
You may not realize this because you may not have a market.
No. Oh my god. No. Well, the only time I will agree that advertisers should have the right to demonetize it, but they should just be able to pull their ad from the video. Like, they should be like, okay, you know, this video can be monetized, I just don't want my ad being part of it. Then, you know, you should be like, okay, so we'll just move your ad and put another ad in its place. I mean, it's ridiculous that they're like, well, I don't know, because it's not like, you know, when I monetize my videos, I don't get to choose the ad that is part of my video. I mean, it's not like I choose, well, I'm going to upload this video. I want advertisements of Coca-Cola in my commercial, in my video. Like, I can't choose the ads, YouTube does. So why should I lose monetization because an advertiser isn't happy with the video that I've uploaded? I didn't choose you. I didn't choose you to be part of my video.
Background like I do, you can go to school for business. In any other entertainment medium, whether you're talking television, you're talking movies, you're talking, baseball games, I should have just said sports. Sports, anything, print advertising, right? Anywhere where you see advertisements, those advertisements are placed there by advertisers specifically who say, wow, I want to advertise on that show. And advertisers actually compete to have their ads run on a show where maybe they feel that the person who watches that show is the kind of person who would buy their product. So obviously, if you're running a, I don't know, let's say an ad for a super feminist show on what's the name of that network for women? Oh God, I can't remember what it's called now.
Lifetime?
I'm sure you know those networks are supposed to be just for women, women's themed programming. Running that on like a super masculine show, you know what I mean? Like some fucking the sports heavy sports content or something like that. Something that's like real masculine show, maybe like kiddie sexual style humor. You probably don't want to run an ad for the women's network during that show, right? But here's the thing: what's been going on with YouTube? Advertisers weren't given that power. They're not. Wow, I really like Phil DeFranco's vlog style videos. I would like the opportunity to run my advertisements on Phil DeFranco's videos. YouTube would say, we don't work like that. You just buy a chunk of advertising from us and we just fucking put it on whatever we feel like. Okay? So if you're wondering, gee, I wonder why there may be ads that are being disabled on YouTube, I get the feeling what it is that when advertisers put their videos on YouTube, they get like a questionnaire, right? It's like a check sheet. And the check sheet says, well, do you want to run it on sports style videos? Yeah, that sounds good. That'll probably be catered to my product. Do you want to run it on videos about this? Sure, gaming. Yeah, gaming's good because this is an advertisement for an up-and-coming video game that I'm going to be running on YouTube. So yeah, I want it on gaming. Now, they probably have a checkbox. Do you want to run your advertisement on controversial content such as rape, suicide, Hitler? It's like the blacklist of shit that no one wants to advertise for anywhere on the planet Earth.
Take a sip.
How many advertisers do you think check that box off, right? Oh, yeah, Hitler. I fucking love Hitler. Check that shit off. Yeah, advertise on those videos, right? No, it's not going to happen. So, inevitably, what's probably happened, and this is me speculating, based off of my knowledge of the industry, over the years, probably what's happened is advertisers have bought these blocks of advertising from YouTube. Just keeps buying them. And then all of a sudden they realize, I'm not getting anything out of it, or I'm not getting what I expected out of it anymore. I bought $1 million of advertising on YouTube, and I can't see any concrete results that my sales went up. So obviously something's wrong here. Maybe I'm advertising to the wrong customer base or whatever. And I get the feeling that advertisers are constantly talking with YouTube behind the scenes, trying to hash this system out so they can get better performance from their advertisements, right? So the one thing that's going to get the cut are going to be controversial videos about gossip and YouTube drama and all these tags that are controversial. It's just a no-brainer. Think about when you watch a video on YouTube. You're watching a video game playthrough, all right? And as you're watching that game playthrough, halfway through this 20-minute video, an ad plays for a brand new video game. That's maybe a correctly targeted advertisement, right? Because you're watching a game, maybe you'll be interested in the game that they're advertising in the middle of the video. No brainer. That's targeted advertising that works. All right, I'm watching a Phil DeFranco video about how this YouTuber said a nasty thing about another YouTuber, and then they got into it. And by the way, this YouTuber is infamously known for being a douchebag behind the scenes, and people really don't like to work with him. Oh, 10 minutes through that video, an ad runs for a movie. It's not associated with anything in the video because there's no advertisements in regards to the fucking YouTuber gossip bullshit. There's entire channels on YouTube that have millions of views because these kiddies, right? I love the drama on YouTube. I love to watch drama videos on YouTube. How is that advertiser friendly? Who the fuck watching a video about the shitty drama queens of YouTube who just, all they do is talk about drama on YouTube? Who the fuck would buy a product from watching an ad on their video? No one. You're watching a drama video, little kiddie shit. These are the kids who don't have money. They don't have fucking money to go out and spend.
Why does he insult everyone? Why does he need to insult people who watch whatever videos that they watch? And as far as well, it makes no sense that you watch a drama video and then in the middle of the drama video there was an advertisement for a movie. Is that gonna sell movie tickets? Of course, it's gonna sell movie. Well, it won't sell movie tickets because here's the thing: not a lot of people watch a commercial and is like, I must buy it. Like there are probably people who buy stuff after watching an ad, but my dad would always tell me would always ask me do these ads even work? I mean, when I see an ad, I don't really care. I don't want to buy it. I mean, these ads are stupid. And the previews are also dumb. Trailers for movies are also dumb because for example, I saw the Blair Witch reboot that they're doing. It looks completely awful. It looks so bad. The original, the first one, at least had some kind of modest type of look to it. It looks very genuine. This just looks so fucking whatever. But it's you could put commercials in drama videos because there are people who watch drama videos and guess what, they will see ads and that might generate a profit. The only reason why it would matter if advertisers have the ability or the right to remove monetization or declare that a video is not advertiser friendly would be if there's a video that says oh, Hail Hitler and all that shit. Then they might say well, we don't want our brand to be associated with this Nazi over here. I mean, we should just not have our ads there, and they say it's not advertiser friendly. But if I make a video talking about DSP or anyone else, and it's well, DSP is an idiot. I mean, blah 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 blah. Let's take it for instance, my other videos I did with DSP. No advertiser would say that that's not advertiser friendly because I'm not sitting here going on a tirade on whatever. It's not like I'm saying very hateful, polarizing things about this guy. I'm just saying my opinions on this guy. If I start saying all these sadistic things that are detestable and despicable and evil and just the worst of the worst that no one wants to be associated with, then that would be not advertiser friendly.
Little kids, oh, I love it. PewDiePie did this nasty thing. Justin Bieber did this nasty thing. This YouTuber over here is a dick, but this one's an asshole. I love these videos. They're great. The fucking maturity in your head of a 7-year-old. You're not going to go out and buy a product because you watched a video.
And I just like how he assumes that everyone who watches these drama videos don't have any money. So if you're watching this video, you have no money. So if you're a DSP fan and you happen for some reason to watch this video, I don't know why you made it this far, you have no money, according to Phil. So congratulations, you are part of the poverty of America. Congratulations, everyone. We're all poor. We're all poor individuals that have no money.
An ad on those videos. That's not that kind of person. So all the advertisements you're putting on these drama videos on YouTube, you might as well just fucking take that advertisement revenue and fucking roll it up and smoke it, because that's where that money's going. I mean, that YouTuber's making tons of money on ad revenue that's turning into no sales of product. That's the bottom line. Sure. And you got to think about it, really, with the kind of content that people produce on YouTube. What is really advertiser friendly and what isn't? The bottom line is a lot of the popular stuff on YouTube is for the lowest common denominator of person, right? It's for the person who jumps on YouTube and watches one video a day. That was a stupid gag. Closes it, and that's it. There was no ad revenue made there. No, he didn't go run out and buy a product because a video played on a fucking PewDiePie video or whatever. There's nothing to be seen. There's nothing. It's not pertinent advertising. And that's, I think, what's going on behind the scenes with these advertisers. They're finally wising up and saying, some of these biggest YouTubers aren't making us any money. They're not. We're running ads on their videos, and no one gives a fuck because the video was fluff. People just wanted to hear this YouTuber take a stab at another YouTuber or insult a celebrity or do something stupid and meaningless. No actual quality in the fucking video. It's just fluff. And you're not going to sell a product on a video like that. You're just not. Versus a game playthrough with a game advertised on it. Maybe a movie review, right? There's plenty of YouTubers out there who do really good movie reviews I've seen with a movie advertisement on it. That's pertinent advertising. Not a bullshit video insulting people and slandering people and gossiping about people. Those are bullshit videos worth nothing. And that's why it's kind of funny. I don't really care. Like I said, I don't pay attention to any of these vloggers or whatever. I know nothing about them personally or nothing. I don't watch their videos, that's for sure. But it almost seemed like there was this big uprising this week, because when these big YouTubers started coming out and saying, oh no, I can't advertise on my videos anymore, what's going to happen? All of a sudden there was like this backlash against them saying, good, because your videos are crap. Your videos are only popular because these immature kids watch them, and you make tons of ad revenue for people who don't buy product. So if these big drama queens of YouTube disappeared overnight, who would give a fuck? Yeah, the million people that don't contribute monetarily to anything, and the business would go on as usual because no money was lost, right? So it's kind of funny. Now, I certainly didn't say that because I don't know anything about these people, but that's what I'm hearing. And people start posting on my forums about this and tweeting me, and I'm reading these articles online. Oh my God, what a situation this has been, right? I'm at least happy that the content that I put out there, right? Number one, I don't use this ridiculous shit like put those kind of words and stuff in the titles and the tags where it's going to be inappropriately, you know, labeled or whatever by YouTube to lose ad revenue. But at least what I do, you know what I mean? What I'm doing can be targeted to an advertisement audience, the gamer. Any playthrough I do, any review I do, a montage, a countdown, any of the stuff that I'm doing can be aimed towards a gamer. If anything, I would say the advertisements on this channel, the King of Hate vlogs, probably are the ones that maybe you couldn't gear too much towards much. But at the same time, this is my smallest channel. This channel gets the least amount of attention out of all of them, so I don't give a shit. This is just a channel where I talk. If this channel had no advertisement, I wouldn't care. It's like a couple $100 a month I make on the King of Hate vlogs. It's the other
If you don't care, then why do you keep ads on it? Why do you make these vlogs then? If you don't care about the money. He cares about the money. He cares about the money. This is fucking lies right here.
Channels right now that are making the money and allowing me to have this as a YouTube business. So I don't care, but what about these people who their fluff channels are their livelihood? It could go away. It could go away if advertisers come up collectively to YouTube and say, we don't want to advertise on that shit anymore. It's garbage. It's fluff. No one buys product watching someone talk shit or slander or rant or scream and swear nonstop like an idiot. We want to see quality, and we want to advertise on quality. That's what we want. A lot of people could be in jeopardy if that's the case. Okay? One final thought, and then I'll end this video, because I know I've been going on for a while now.
Oh boy, it's 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Guys.
Just to assure everyone. All right. Once again, I like to say there's 3 groups of people on YouTube who I associate with.
The Holy
Trinity.
Trinity.
I associate with, who I address. There you go. I'll address my viewers and fans. That's the first group. That's the people I pretty much make every video for every day. There's my non-viewers, meaning everyone else who watches YouTube but doesn't watch me. And then there's the idiots. And I'm just going to call them that from now on, because every time that I say something else, people get insulted, you know. Oh, that.
I'm going to call them idiots, and they're going to get insulted. Hold on, let's hear that again.
Watches YouTube, but doesn't watch me. And then there's the idiots. And I'm just going to call them that from now on, because every time that I say something else, people get insulted, you know. Oh, that you said they were mentally ill. Well, that's an insult. Oh, you said they're tractors. We don't like. All right.
No one really took detractors as an insult. To be honest, I have not seen anyone say like, he called us detractors. I can't believe it. No one has ever said that, because that's kind of what we are, because we are detracting from Phil. Mentally ill is a fucking insult, because you're pretty much calling us that you're pretty much saying that we're mentally ill. That is an insult, and it's kind of shitty for people who are actually mentally ill. I mean, it's just you just don't win by calling people mentally ill. You just don't win, and calling people idiots, or us idiots, however you want to call it, isn't a solution. You could have said haters, and that's it. You could have just said that, and we don't care, because sure, you're hating on you, but that's how you want to identify us. That's fine. You can call us haters, because haters gonna hate, right? Whatever.
Idiots. That's the best way to describe them. Idiots. People who the only reason they watch my videos on YouTube is to insult me, to attack me, to get my attention, to get a rise out of me, right? To prank me, to troll me, whatever you say you want to.
Which is funny, because he falls for most of these trolling, insults, whatever. He pretty much falls for them. So he's falling for what these idiots do. What does that make you feel? If you think that people who troll you, pull prints on you, like loopholes, fun time with you on Destiny, and that's the King the Skype call is look at loopholes thing there. If he's an idiot who trolled you and you picked up the call and all that stuff and you get salty over it, then didn't you fall for it? Didn't you fall for something that
I'm just gonna call them idiots from now on. That's the best way. It's the most generic term, and everyone's been called an idiot in their life. So if you personally get triggered when you get called an idiot, you better go seek help.
wow. Okay. Live comment and live comment, okay guys? Oh, hold on. Them idiots. Doesn't really help. It makes you look more ridiculous and childish. Instead of throwing the poop. No. And if people get triggered by it, that doesn't mean they have an issue and need help. That's just them responding to a fucking insult, you idiots.
But anyway, the idiots of YouTube this week got wind of this process going on. You know what happened? I'm not even kidding you. They flagged the shit out of all of my videos on YouTube. They went to my vlogs, they went to my videos on my new channel KOGaming, they went to my gameplay videos, and they clicked the flag button 4 million times saying, oh, it's, you know, it's inappropriate language, it's inappropriate this, there's nudity, it's this, it's that. Basically, they tried to false flag all of my videos this week because they got wind of this. Oh, maybe we can get all the ads off of DSP's videos. Wanna know why they did that? Because some idiot started spreading a rumor that that's how this whole flagging process and the demonetization process started, which is completely wrong. 100%.
You got so triggered after that. That is hilarious. Oh, they all flagged my videos. It's wrong. Oh my god. Let me just talk about this non-issue that didn't do anything.
Wrong. It has nothing to do with a watcher watching a video. Oh, that's an appropriate flag. No, you could do that, but that has nothing to do with the monetization process on YouTube. That's done behind the scenes by YouTube and its algorithm. It has nothing to do with a user clicking a flag button. So all these idiots went out there this week and said, we're going to get Phil. We're going to get this motherfucker. Click, 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 click. And wasted all of their time. So you don't have to worry about it. I know a lot of people are worried, oh man, Phil's going to be in the shitter. Now all his videos are going to lose monetization
But
because
you know,
no.
he's saying all this, but it's gonna look very silly on him if he does get hit by this. It would be. I mean, I doubt he will. He's been able to get around every bit of policies that I've seen. Like he was able to keep the money from Patreon without Patreon being like, "Hey, you violated our terms of service." No, you got away with that. He was able to play Dark Souls 3, like beyond the embargo, all that kind of shit. Didn't get in trouble. he was able to like just exploit every single thing. The only thing that he didn't get away with was Amazon Associate Link. That was the only one that was like, hey, you fucked up, so you can't use it anymore. That was the only time where he didn't get around a terms of service. But I really doubt this is gonna hit him. But if it did, it would be something.
No, I'm not doing the things. For 8 years I've been on YouTube, I've never done the things that get these people in hot water and get the ads removed from their videos. I'm just not doing it. And no amount of false flagging my fucking videos is going to get anything done. This isn't, back in 2009 when YouTube was really bad and people could false flag the fuck out of everything, then there were issues. It doesn't happen anymore. So you don't have to worry. I'm in the clear. I still, as of today, it's been a week since this scandal broke. Controversy. I've got no notifications from YouTube that monetization has been removed from anything. I'm not expecting to get any. If I get one or two here or there, I'll have a good laugh about it. But I've got 60,000 fucking videos on the internet. If one or two videos, or even a couple thousand videos, were to have the monetization removed, I am not in jeopardy of losing any significant amount of income, and no amount of false flagging from a bunch of fucking idiots is gonna bring me down. Ha! Alright.
Ha! He did not make the Patreon goal in July. Ha! No, just kidding. That is ridiculous. And all this does is it would make him look silly if he ends up getting hit by this. Just saying.
That is it for my reaction to this whole ridiculous controversy that happened this week. I hope that clarifies what happened this week a little bit more now that information is public. Gotta be careful. In life, you gotta be careful. You gotta be legit. You gotta be honest. And, I've prided myself on honesty, on legitimacy. When you watch a video of mine, you know that what I put in the title or the tags or whatever is what the video is about. I'm not using these ridiculously controversial words and stuff to try to get your attention for cheap views. I never would do that. I'm making legitimate content.
That's why he made clickbait titles, clickbait thumbnails, because he doesn't want to get your attention. Yeah, okay, Phil.
Should be good enough to get your interest without having to use underhanded, controversial tactics like this. And, now it's coming back to bite some people in the ass. Some people have been biting them in the ass for years. They just didn't know. And that's what's really been going on. That's the situation. And that's about it. I don't think I'll ever have anything else to talk about unless overnight, YouTube fucks up, and I have to talk about it again. Who knows? YouTube's always constantly fucking up on one content piece or another, right? But that's all I really have to say on the topic. So, thanks for being patient. Thanks for allowing me to formulate a coherent video with information.
Coherent, yeah. It's coherent, but okay. What else? Terrible video. That video is pretty bad. It was really bad. This video is almost 2 hours long. Almost 2 hours, and he said a lot of dumb fucking shit. I know, it's fucking amazing. Oh man, it's 4:13 in the morning. Thank you, Phil. Thank you for keeping me up. I'm sure I'm gonna miss stuff when I upload this. When I upload this tomorrow, I'm probably gonna look at it and be like, oh, I didn't talk about this in the video. But I'm sure you guys know. I mean, it's just him calling the whole thing about the idiots. It was just it's just dumb. It's really dumb. I really don't understand why he brought his detractors up. He mocked us for getting insulted by him calling us mentally ill, and now he's saying, well, I'm gonna call you guys idiots, and if you get triggered by that, well, then you need to get help. It's like, so then you, so wait, so we should all be okay with you insulting us, and we shouldn't at all respond to you insulting us, because then that means we need to get help because we are only Huh? This whole video is just weird, and it's really typical that he would not really he would talk this way about it, because he really fucking loves, because he hasn't been hit. He hasn't been hit. If he has been hit, this would have been a completely different video. A completely different video, because he probably would have said like, oh, this is impeding on my rights, I should blah 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 blah, this is fucking bullshit. But instead, he's like, oh, YouTube is great, and all this kind of stuff, which is fine. I mean, I'm not saying that this video should have been a negative video, but It's just, of course, he's not gonna say anything like that's what people would want to hear. Um, but yeah, my whole thing is that advertisers should have the right to remove their commercial from the video that they don't want to be associated with. That's fine. That's fine. But I don't think that if I put hard work into a video that should be monetized, that shouldn't mean that I should not be able to monetize that video. That should just mean that YouTube should find another ad to take its place. Then maybe have like 3 strikes of it. Like maybe it's like 3 attempts to put a ad into the video, and then if the third one, that one gets claimed. If the advertiser says no on that one as well, then it's demonetized. But whatever, that might not work necessarily. That might not work necessarily, but um, that's how I feel about it. It's just a lot of people were just upset because they thought that that YouTube is censoring people's videos, and that's a very genuine concern that is real. It's a real concern because people want to have their freedom to speak, and they don't want to be censored in a way that is an issue. Um, I mean, well, yes, I mean, to me, it's like as long as it's not a malicious video, like if you end up talking about something about that's racist, like if you're just saying something that's racist, like in the story, like in the news today or something that's different, that's one thing. But if you're doing like something that's racist, but if you're not doing it maliciously, um, I mean that sounds a little vague, I guess. But if you're not like, if you're not, I guess if whatever, you know what I mean. Um, that's one thing. But like as long as you're not like whatever, like genuinely racist, whatever. That's no one wants to associate themselves with that video. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, but he's just saying all this stuff because he hasn't been affected by it. It's fucking bullshit nonsense that he's saying that idiots is what he's gonna call us because thinking that that's a good alternative. It's calling people idiots. Yeah, and he called people retards on Twitter today as well. That's the other thing. He said, "Oh look, hi retard, goodbye retard," and then someone said, "Hey, that's kind of mean," and then he said, "Oh, another retard" or something like. Yeah, but we're the idiots, guys. I mean, we shouldn't be triggered by that. It's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking dumb. This was just terrible, but whatever. Thanks for watching the video. Yeah, thanks. See you in the next one.